Bars on falling.
Well, hello there. Welcome to this episode. This episode is on how to use my journal. Can I start by thanking you for purchasing the journal? And if you haven't, highly recommend you do. You'll be grateful you did. I know I am the brand owner, but this is something I created because there's a huge gap in the market. It doesn't actually have competition, that's why. But let's get started. If you purchased your journal, you have received a journal similar to this. It says the Manson Progress Planner. And we started from the first page. On the first page, well, there is a thank you and acknowledgement similar to what I've just done. But here, you have the affirmative statements, all right? Don't call it a dream, call it a plan. Dreams are things that people have that don't quite have a chance to be achieved because there's no strategy behind it. The difference between the one which is executable and achievable is that a plan is executable, a dream is just a figment of your imagination, a hope at best. Forget the mistake, remember the lesson. That's one of the key things. It's very common for people to dwell on mistakes. I chose the wrong man. Yeah, you've learned how not to choose the wrong man the next time. I chose the wrong woman. Same thing. I made a mistake. Yes, fine, you've made a mistake. But what did you learn from the mistake? So forget the mistake, but remember the lesson. To begin, you must begin. Don't talk about it. Actually start the action. Begin. A goal without a plan is just a wish. It's not about just having time, it's about making time. It talks about priorities here. Every triumph begins with one step. Don't wait for opportunities, create them. Be positive, patient, and persistent. Pa, pa, pa. This is the PQ. Patience, positivity, and persistence. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's actually part of success. The journey towards success involves a lot of failure and refinement. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. The day you get this journal and begin to use it is the first day of the rest of your changed life. The difference between you, who you are, and who you want to be is what you do. Let's do it again. The difference between who you are and who you want to be is what you do. So be mindful of what it is you do. Make sure the things you do can get you to become the things that you want to become. Borrow your confidence from your accomplishments. Well, you do need to accomplish in order for you to be able to use your accomplishments to fuel your confidence, right? Excellent. Right. When you open your journal, this was the 2022 version, but in your journal, on the first page, you start with your targets. Whenever and wherever the date has been taken out, I'm not focusing on a particular month. I have left it open-ended at the moment because I do want you to be able to use this journal any time of the year that you come across it. All right. So let's start with in the coming year, I will create an academy. In the coming year, I will submit my thesis. In the coming year, I will become financially independent. After this bit, the next question is, what must you do? Then you take some of these things that you wrote down and start putting them into actionable, executable tasks. In order to create an academy, I need to buy the domain and build website. I do need to set up the CRM, and programs for marketing my academy. To submit my thesis, well, I need to write it and edit it. Very simple. And to become financially independent, I need to diversify my income, and I need to limit my expenses. I need to increase my investments and become more strategic in my spending. Another key thing, and I've intentionally put this page this way, is the habits I must kick. The first habit I need to kick is procrastination. I also need to kick perfectionism. I need to kick laziness and idleness. And poking my nose in other people's business might also be in here. My success strategy. My success strategy is to hire a marketing expert. Update my business coaching. Find proofreaders for my thesis and data analysts, because these could be a challenge for me and the success and so on. These are the things that I need to do. And yes, as you notice, I have left spaces because you don't plan your life in a day. You can revisit this a few times, and yes, every quarter I highly recommend that you revisit your plans, you look at what needs updating, what needs to be changed, what needs to be enhanced, and so on. Then you open the next page. The next page is all about setting up for a successful year. So there is a calendar, so you can circle off particular dates and you can highlight the dates that are significant. But on the next page from the calendar is where your personal planner is, and it's a whole year's plan. What are you going to do? So you notice in mine at the moment, I've got Kampala, Nairobi, Kigali, and training retreats in July. This is part of the things that I want to do. So maybe this is what came up. This is here in July because this is my summer holidays, and I do know that I want to prioritize some of these things for July. We are currently in April when I'm recording this. And in fact, on my original plan, which is an electronic copy of this, I realized revisiting it last month because that's the end of the first quarter. Before we moved on to April, I realized that I have actually shifted things all the way from June to April. What I am executing in April is stuff I planned for June and some already from August. This plan allows you to see your whole year. This plan allows you to have a focus for every month. This plan allows you to see when you are working ahead of task and when you are behind schedule and when you need to reject. That's the reason why I put this together. So your whole year is planned. And then based off on what you said you would do in January or whatever month, you have the monthly planner. You take the one statement or maybe two in the year planner and expand them into your monthly goals. And depending on how many you have, each of these goals could be a weekly goal. If you have deadlines and dates to remember, this is a very good place to document them. And you can make notes on your learning, notes on your action points, notes on things you need to do. And every month, I also want to introduce you to the concept of reading and learning as part of any progressive journey. So books you need to read, you need to plan them. The developmental task, are you going to learn video editing? Are you going to learn how to speak? Are you going to learn what developmental tasks do you have? But apart from the developmental tasks, what actual tangible skills do you need to pick? I've intentionally picked them up this way so you can think all the way through them. Then you have the daily pages. Every day you have the goals to accomplish today. And after you've dealt with the goals, there is the today's vital learning and action points. And if you've recorded any major successes. But as you will notice, this then becomes your record of everything. Absolutely everything. I can go back and see the topics that I wrote down a few months ago. Analysis, paralysis, it might be a good time to go revisit that topic. Tiny steps, not dramatic execution, devotion and discipline over motivation and inspiration. Absolute bangers that I need to go back to. And that's why you will notice that I have put this yellow thing here, because I do know that in my content creation, this page is a gold mine for me to return to. Be a realistic optimist, not a positive thinker. And when we finish this, I'm actually going to record that video because I have managed to revisit here and see my life. Some of you see my videos and you see that some of the videos are revisited cyclically. That strategy comes from here. Yeah. The meetings that I've had, who I have had the meetings with, what are the outcomes, sometimes, yeah, and so on. This is a record of everything that has happened to me in the last maybe 14 to 15 months, recorded right here. You can see that I haven't messed about in this one at all. This is amazing because there is no guesswork in my systems anymore. I can just open this planner and I can go all the way back. I can see what strategies I have used. If there is particular episodes in my life that have been successful, I can go back and have a look and see the records that I have. And often when I go back to have a look at the records, it becomes quite clear what I did differently in those episodes, which could explain the outcomes I observed. So I can try some of those things and identify exactly what works, and I can crystallize that to move forward. At the end of every month, so each month you have the planning. At the end of the month, you go back to your original plan and see, did you achieve everything? Or do you have some things from that month you need to carry forward? You carry them forward. Sometimes whilst you are working in this month, you realize, well, you have time. Can you carry some things ahead? Then you do. And you use this until you come to the end of whatever sequence. I've taken the whole year reference out because, as I said, I've used this one for 14 to 16 months. And you know there's enough space for it to last a bit longer, depending on how you choose to use it. But then at the end, you also come to record of your key milestones, your key learning, the things that you have realized as you've gone on that journey. So that this then becomes something you store for a long, long time in this bang, tidy, neat compilation that fits very nicely into your handbag if you are using the smaller mobile version, or the big one that sits on my desk, or the electronic one that you choose to have. It is available on Amazon. You can get it paperback and you can get it as the electronic Kindle version. Doesn't matter which one you use. What is important is what you do with it and where you allow it to take you. So thank you for buying the journal, for those of you who bought it. I hope this gives you a simple intro on how to use it. Some of you still do need coaching and mentorship in order to work through how to set the goals and whatnot. Do let me know. I do have a couple of courses on goal setting that you might find useful. And if it is one-to-one that you need, instructional from yours truly, again, let me know. You can book a session and you and I can sit down and work together on your goals so we can achieve them together for you. Thank you, and I'll see you very soon.